Welcome to Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. I'm day weather meteorologist Don Watzel with a look at your day weather podcast. Here's what's happening. Well, as we go through the next couple 3 days, we'll in general continue to be mild. We'll also get areas of wind, areas of strong and perhaps severe thunderstorms, and along with that, a little bit of mountain snowfall mixed in for good measure. We've got a late season trough of low pressure poised to move from the Great Basin to the northern high plains through the next few days or so, and it will bring multifaceted weather impacts to the Rockies and High Plains, those listed off to the left. Wednesday and beyond into next week, the temperature trend is going to head towards an early fall pattern. And as we look ahead to this weekend as well, we look at the chance for more heavy rain possible over sections of the central and northern high plains. The forecasted upper level map starting this morning about 6 a.m. shows this trough of low pressure. We highlighted it pretty well yesterday. It stalled out over the Great Basin, but with this secondary disturbance, the Keek and the jet stream dropping south, it's going to get its nudge eastward through the central Rockies and northern high plains. 24 hours later, as of 6 a.m. tomorrow, the low is forecasted to move through northern Wyoming and parts of central and eastern Montana, and there's good agreement amongst all of the models. And the secondary system that came in from the jet stream will move its way towards the west coast of the United States and be poised over central California by Thursday morning, with our first system moving back into the southern Canadian prairies. This system will be moving away. Then we'll have to turn our attention to this one. It could play a big factor in our weather throughout the Rockies and High Plains come this weekend. The 72-hour precip map looking very similar to what we showed yesterday. Still looking at a concentrated area of very heavy rainfall over central and eastern Montana. Significant precip also expected to clip the mountains and valleys of western Wyoming and extending into parts of Idaho. We are also looking at the continued threat for some strong and severe thunderstorms throughout the Continental Divide and the Colorado Front Range. Marginal and slight risk categories of severe weather to account for strong wind gusts, maybe some localized hail, and even some heavier showers at times as well. Now, what this map is not showing is the potential of some heavier rains over the Front Range and parts of the High Plains. That's not, of course, necessarily being shown here. What's making it tricky is as the system winds up and lifts from the Great Basin into the Central Rockies, we're going to get a lot of dry air to get pulled into that system. We call it entrainment. Dry air gets pulled in as the circulation of that low intensifies, and that really helps to concentrate some of the heavier showers and thunderstorms where the best moisture is. And according to this time loop, we've got the best moisture drifting over Montana and North Dakota and parts of South Dakota, not to mention a good fetch of late season moisture over the central and southern high plains. This dry air, as noted by the precipitable water map, will really move through the Rockies tomorrow afternoon and evening. So while scattered showers and thunderstorms could be strong in this region here during the day today, the activity could quickly shut off depending on just how fast that dry air can move into the region. And that's likely why we've got good agreement amongst all the model suites where the heaviest precipitation is forecast to be held. Now, as we look ahead to the weekend, we talked about that second trough that's dropping over the Pacific Northwest and West Coast today. It will stall out for a time over the southwestern United States, and then basically from Friday morning through Sunday morning, as noted on this forecast map here, the trough will be concentrated over parts of the Front Range. We're going to have to really concentrate on this area, extending from southeast Wyoming through the plains of Colorado and possibly the plains of western Nebraska and Kansas for potentially heavy rain starting Friday night through Saturday night. And the forecast track of this low is to the northeast as well, and some of the heavier showers could move into the Dakotas and western Minnesota as well. We're going to give it another 24 hours before we start to pinpoint where some of the heavier precip could occur with this system. There's still a little bit of disagreement on the storm trajectory and the amounts of rainfall that could occur in general. So we'll take another look at it tomorrow and start to give our best guesses, if you will, on who's going to get wet this weekend. Have yourself a great Tuesday, everyone. Enjoy the outdoors and the late summer weather. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.